Imagine having the power to make better decisions and understand the world around you more accurately. Inductive reasoning is the key that unlocks this potential. Today, we'll explore the fascinating world of inductive reasoning and how it affects our everyday lives. Get ready to dive into the realm of logic and discover practical ways to apply it in your own decision-making. Inductive reasoning is a powerful tool that allows us to draw general conclusions based on specific evidence. You encounter it in various areas, including science and your daily life. Let's break it down into simpler terms. Think of inductive reasoning as a journey from specific observations to a broader conclusion. For example, if you've seen only black crows, it's reasonable to conclude that all crows are black. This is inductive reasoning in action, using specific observations to reach a general conclusion. However, it's important to remember that inductive reasoning isn't foolproof. Even if you've drawn a general conclusion, there's always a chance it could be wrong. That's why collecting enough evidence is crucial before arriving at a conclusion. Now let's explore some relatable examples of inductive reasoning to understand how it applies to our everyday lives. As a first example, every day the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that the sun will rise in the east and set in the west tomorrow. Inductive reasoning allows us to predict future events based on past experiences. Second example. You've never seen a flying dog. Based on this observation, it's logical to conclude that all dogs cannot fly. Inductive reasoning helps us make generalizations based on our observations. Third example. You notice that people who eat lots of fruits and vegetables tend to be more healthy than those who don't. From this observation, you can conclude that eating fruits and vegetables is good for your health. Inductive reasoning allows us to understand cause and effect relationships. As you can see, inductive reasoning helps us draw a variety of conclusions about the world. But how do you determine the cause behind certain events? Let's delve into the causal arguments and two key strategies for identifying causes. First strategy, looking for what's different. Imagine your car suddenly breaks down on the way to work. To find the cause, you start by examining what's different about the day compared to other days when your car worked just fine. You recall filling up your tank at a different gas station yesterday. As an experiment, you refuel at the same gas station and voila, your car starts working again. By identifying the difference, you conclude that the gas station was the cause of the breakdown. Second strategy. Looking for what's the same. Suppose your friend frequently falls sick and you suspect it's connected to a particular restaurant they visit. To investigate, you discover that your friend always orders a salad and water at that restaurant. To test your hypothesis, you order the same meal and find that you don't fall sick. Based on this evidence, you conclude that the food at the restaurant is not the cause of your friend's illness. Remember, these are just two strategies among many for determining cause. The best approach varies depending on the situation. It's important to consider all possible causes, look for patterns, and collect evidence, and also test your conclusion. Now, let's address two common challenges in determining cause: the post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy and the chicken or egg dilemma. Post hoc ergo propter hoc literally means after this, therefore because of this. The post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy occurs when someone assumes that because one event happened after another, the first event caused the second. For instance, blaming a certain restaurant for making you sick without considering other possibilities. Remember, correlation doesn't always imply causation. Chicken or the egg dilemma arises when it's difficult to determine which event caused the other. A classic example is the relationship between a person's confidence and their performance on an exam. It could be that that confidence leads to better preparation, resulting in improved performance, or vice versa. Sometimes, both events are influenced by a third factor. Understanding cause and effect isn't always straightforward, so it's essential to explore all possible explanations. To master the art of inductive reasoning and determining cause, here are some additional tips. 1. Consider all possible causes. Don't settle for the most obvious explanation. Be open to different factors that could contribute to the observed outcome. 2. Look for patterns. Identify recurring patterns can provide valuable insights into cause and effect relationships. Look for consistent associations between events. 3. Collect evidence. Gather as much relevant information as possible. The more data you have, the better you can assess the validity of your conclusions. 4. Test your conclusions. Put your hypothesis to the test through experiments or further observation. This helps validate or refine your understanding of cause and effect. By following these tips, you'll enhance your ability to determine cause and make better informed decisions in your everyday life. In conclusion, inductive reasoning empowers us to draw general conclusions based on specific evidence. It's a valuable tool for understanding the world and making informed choices. Remember that while inductive reasoning is powerful, it's not infallible. Always gather sufficient evidence and consider alternative explanations. Beware of logical fallacies like the post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy, and be cautious when dealing with complex causal relationships. With practice and critical thinking, you'll sharpen your ability to unravel causes and better navigate the intricacies of life. So, are you ready to unlock the power of inductive reasoning? Start applying these principles in your everyday life and watch how your decision-making skills improve. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be solved, and inductive reasoning is your key to unraveling them.